What's up? Hello, what's up? Is anybody in here? I'm I think I'm gonna switch my bias from being long to being short bias. To be honest, if we show any signs of rejections like we did right here, I'm gonna be entering short. If we get two red candle closes in a row, at any point from this point on, I'm gonna be going short off of it. That's my plan. And I'm gonna full port it with this new 50K combine, trying to hit the profit target of $1,500 or whatever it is. So I'm gonna delete this. Although, like on the bigger time frames, I do think like we are gonna be recovering from this tank sesh the last couple days. But I do think we're probably gonna flag down something like that before it continues on. So that is what I'm gonna be playing off of. So two 5 minute candle closes red in the same direction. So if we get two candle closes, like I said, in any direction or at any point from now on, I'll be taking that as a rejection, like over here, and then I'll be going short. But until then, we're just waiting for that to happen if it presents itself. But other than that, no, not really doing anything. And volatility is a little low right now because it is a couple hours after New York Open. So realistically, I think New York Open was like around here. Realistically, we could have got buys after the fact. Like if I would have started trading when I normally do, which is around 8:30 my time, we could have gotten buys a couple times here. So we could have gotten a buy right here and then also right here when it tested these levels. But obviously I wasn't on the charts then, which is unfortunate. And the probability of me holding the trade for as long as it has gone long this entire time is pretty low, to be honest. So now I'm just waiting for two red candle closes in a row, and then I'm going to go short. And then, like I said, since this is a new 50K combine, I'm going to full port it. So max position size, 5 contracts, and we'll see what happens. I I was trying to figure out like if you right click on the chart here for Top Step, you can like automatically set orders. So like you can set like a limit buy or like a limit sell. So I was trying to figure that out and I accidentally put a market buy in. So that's where this $34 came in. But honestly, I did that like back here. So I'd probably be up like $500 or something if I would have stayed in that, but I was just messing around with the system, figuring stuff out. And I also changed the layout and the colors of my Top Step trading view to be matching like my actual trading view. So now what I used to do is I used to split screen it. So I would have my trading view on the right and then my Top Step on the left for something like this. But now it matches. So now I don't even really need to do that, which I am happy about. So we're getting some kind of rejection now right here. So if this candle closes red and then we get another candle in a row that closes red, I'm going to go short. Two red candle closes rule apply only on the 5 minute chart. It's for every chart. So like you can go on the 1 minute. Obviously, the smaller time frame you go, the less the less price will actually respect. And that goes for like everything. So like even on like the 1 minute, we could say that we already had an entry signal right now because we had two red candle closes at the top on the 1 minute chart. But like I said, 1 minute or like anything below like the 1 hour, price slowly stops respecting whatever it's showing. So that's why like on the 1 hour, I'll mark out all my support resistance levels because price is more likely to respect a 1 hour support level than it is a 1 minute support level. As in, like, a clear example is right here. This is a clear 1 minute support level. We respected it a few times, but eventually we broke through it, right? So like if you wanted to go short off of it right here and you entered right here, you would have gotten stopped out. So after, like, price just doesn't really respect 1 minute structures. So that's why I transitioned from going purely off the 1 minute or the 3 minute to going off the 5 minute, because the 5 minute is small enough that you can get in on pretty sniper entries, but it's also big enough that price will actually respect the level that you're going short or long off of, if that makes sense. If you were doing like scalping off the 1 minute or the 3 minute, I would say, I mean, either way, you probably shouldn't be full porting off of your first analysis and wait for price to push into your analysis a bit more and then scale into your full position size, like just plain out, general speaking. But especially if you're scalping off the 1 minute, you definitely shouldn't be going full port off of a 1 minute entry signal, if that makes sense. So it's starting to look like we're going to be pushing up to like around this level. And then if we go back in time here, you will actually be able to see that this is a pretty significant support resistance area zone. So that's why I have this big one marked out. Because if we show signs of rejections anywhere in it, the probability of it falling back down is pretty high. So that's why I am incredibly short bias if we show any significant signs of rejections back down off of this, anywhere in this blue box here. I wonder if I can get the time on the chart here, if it'll allow me to do that. Maybe. As in, usually there's like a time underneath for the time frame you're on, so you know when the candle's closing. So I wonder if you can add that in. Maybe not. Countdown to bar close. There it is. We found it. Okay. That's a lot better. So in the next like 7 minutes, if this candle closes red, and then the next 5 minute candle closes red as well, I'm going to go short. And I'll probably I'll go like 1-to-1. So I'll risk like 1,500 to make 1,500. Like I said, I'm going to full port this 50K combine. Is that smart to do off your first analysis? No, but this 50K combine account is like, it's pretty cheap, so. I define the TP by aiming for the next most significant support or resistance level. So in this case, if I went short here, my stop, if you want to be conservative, you can put it below or above these highs here. Or if you want to be more aggressive, you can put it above the most recent highs. and then you just aim for the most, or like the next most significant support level. But the thing is, since we're scalping, you got to take in consideration everything. So you got to take in consideration this 1 minute support level as well. And then you need to take in consideration this one as well down here, or I guess that's the same one. But you need to take in consideration every single structure when you're scalping on the small time frame, because there's going to be a reaction at every single one of these levels. And the thing is that we do not really know when it's going to start turning back up, because like I said, on the higher time frames, we're probably going to be going long, and we don't know where it's going to start rejecting at. Like it could reject back up here like that. It could just be a flag, or it could be flagging all the way down here and then rejecting back up. You just don't really know, and that's the thing with scalping, is that it's just generals. Like you're playing off of like general biases and then going off of how price reacts at certain price areas and whatever else. So like it'd be nice to get like a full take profit to the next most significant support resistance level, but that's not always the case. I've always been like somebody that would never tell somebody where to put their stop loss in particular, because that's completely up to you. Like you got to learn for yourself how to risk for your account that you're trading, because even if I tell you where to put your stop loss, how much to risk, like when I'm not there, you're still going to do whatever you want. So that's why I've always been like, that's on you, how much you risk and where you put your stop loss. So if this next red, or if we get a red candle close here, I might enter. The thing I don't like though is that like we've already, since we're scalping and we're taking advantage of small price movements, like this is a big candle rejection off of it. And I fear that the next one, if it does close red, it could be like this. And then we'd be floating around this little 1 minute support resistance level right here. And then it's possible if we enter after that one that we could have a bounce before it continues pushing down. But we'll see. So it looks like it's not going to be turning red, which kind of invalidates everything I've been talking about. Well, we'll see in the next couple minutes here, but it'll look incredibly healthy. Like if you guys see this happening, if you guys ever trade my strategy on your own, if you get a candle close like this that's rejecting hard, and then the next candle starts pushing up like it is, but then in the last couple minutes, like in the next couple minutes here, if it flips red, that just kind of gives us more validation that this is a selling point. and that price needs significant buying pressure to break above this area. So we'll see if it wants to continue pushing down or if this candle wants to close red or not. But if this candle continues pushing green and closes above the last highs, then that invalidates it. And then we have to restart. Then we have to wait for it to produce another 2 red candle closes in a row like back here. So like clearly on the 1 minute, this is obviously like a little support resistance level because we found some kind of support off of it. So like this is something to take in consideration as well, since we're going to be scalping. Obviously, we're going to need some kind of selling pressure to be able to break through it because we've tested it 3 times now and we bounced off of it off the 1 minute chart. But I do not trade off the 1 minute. So like even on like the 1 minute, my entry model is showing perfectly here. So like this would be like the first test. This would be the retest. And then if this candle closes red, that would be like my actual regular entry model instead of just like the FOMO entry. But off the 5 minute, we haven't even shown signs of the FOMO entry yet. So that's like what kind of gets risky off the 1 minute is that I can get like a entry signal to my entry model off the 1 minute, but then my FOMO entry, the one that doesn't even really play out all that often, isn't even showing yet. So that's also something to consider if you're scalping off like the 1 minute or the 3 minute. Like everybody on the 1 minute, like, yeah, you guys want to be taking trades that are like this or whatever, aiming for like something down there. But when you're scalping off the 1 minute, you want to be hiking fucking positions so that you take advantage of smaller price movements, like taking advantage of something like this instead, or like taking advantage of like a small little price consolidation zone like that. That's what you guys should be doing. And I see it all the time with people that are trying to scalp is like, they're like, yeah, motherfucker, I want it go down to over here. Like, no, when you're scalping off the 1 minute, you got to take in consideration all the price structure on the 1 minute. Like the probability of it falling is pretty low, right? Like all the way down here, especially when the 1 minute chart is clearly showing you that it's consolidating in this area. I don't know, it's starting to look more healthy to push down as time goes on, honestly. But we have yet to have any significant candle closes below this little support level right here that I've marked out. Are you only trading this strat? I don't know any other strategy but this. This is like this is the thing that I've been trading since 2018 when I first started trading. And I had no outside influences on how I trade. This is purely just like me analyzing the data and the charts and how I realized price reacts to support and resistance levels. So I don't even, you could ask me what a fair value gap and I don't even know what the fuck that is. Like I don't know anything. I just know what I know and it's been working since 2018. So that's what I'm sticking with. So this is the only thing I know. But like, if you're talking about like trend lines and stuff, like I think You could say this even with like the sport and resistance levels that I'm marking out, but like this is just so that our human brain is capable of comprehending the data presented. So obviously the market and the algorithms that drive it, it doesn't fucking see like these boxes we put on. This is just for us so that we can, as humans, comprehend the data that's being shown. So, like, if you're talking about like indicators or like trend lines and stuff, to some degree they work, and it's because obviously price is going to react at certain areas in the market. But the reason why you put structures on your chart is just so that you can comprehend it in real time. But no, I don't really know any other strategies other than what I've been doing. So if you guys have seen like my key consolidation breakdown, like we're clearly creating a key consolidation zone off the 1 minute here. So you could have taken buy or sells, like I said right here, and then looks like you could be taking buys right now off of it back to the top. But since this is such like a small little price area, you'd have to be hiking massive position sizes to get anything out of it, really. I kind of want to sell it. It's looking like it's going to start breaking down. Would it be jumping the gun 5 minutes too early? Yes. But a 50K combine is only $50. And I want to get some excitement in my morning before I go to Costco. So I might just hike it right now, to be honest. But we'll see. Like even on the 1 minute, like we have yet to break below this little 1 minute support right here. We have yet to produce two red candles in a row. And you see why I wait for that to happen. Because obviously, if we entered after this candle, drawdown. If we entered after this candle, drawdown. You guys want to see something cool though? even on like the 1 minute or the 1 hour, I mean, usually people will get upset or they'll try to time this break of this support level right here. But something they have to take in consideration is if price breaks below or above a significant support or resistance level, what does my strategy tell you to wait for? Wait for it to come back and retest it because almost always it will. And it happened right here on the 1 hour. Came up for a retest, and then that's when you should have been entering. Because how many times have you thought price was breaking something like this, and then it came back up, and then you got stopped out on the top side? So always wait for the retest, and then after signs of rejection start showing off of that retest, that's when you enter. Now, obviously, if you're watching this in real time, waiting for this retest to happen, let's see how many entries you would have failed before you actually got it correct. So if you were watching this in real time with my strategy, you probably would have entered right here because you thought that would be the entry or that would be the rejection. That would have gotten stopped out. And then maybe you would have thought, and this was it. So after these two red candle closes, you thought that was it, but then you got stopped out. And then what do you know? The third time, if you stick to your analysis, the third time throughout the analysis, you would have gotten it correct. So that's also like another reason why you shouldn't be full porting off your full analysis like I am, because it can take you 3 times before you get your analysis correct. Even though overall you knew what market was going to do, you just had your timing wrong. So like even right now, me waiting for 2 candle closes red in a row, it could be the wrong time. Like I could get stopped out and there goes my 50K Combine account because I am risking too much. And then what do you know, later in the day, it could tank like that and I could miss it. So that's something to take in consideration too. Like once you know how market reacts, you just know that like it's going to take you a few times to get your analysis correct, even if you know what market's going to do eventually. All right, nothing's happening. So I might I might just start trading off of this fucking little 1 minute consolidation zone right here. Just because nothing has been happening for the past little bit. We've just been consolidating in this little price range. So if it wants to do that, I will trade it and still try to make a profit off of it. So if we start to show signs of rejections again, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to hike it. I'm playing off of this little 1 minute key consolidation zone since it's not fucking moving at all. Then again, I'm still pretty new to futures and Top Step. I'm more of like a Forex CFD guy. So I don't really know what the spread's like off the 1 minute. But we'll see. With Fusion Markets, the broker I trade with for like Forex and CFD, I have no spread on my account, so I can actually take advantage of these little price movements. But I don't know if it'll be the case for Top Step and futures. So we are kind of showing some kind of rejection off of this level right here. Would I suggest anybody trade off the 1 minute? Probably not. Especially since we have been bouncing around this little 1 minute consolidation zone for quite some time. So the longer you're in it, the weaker the top and bottom of it becomes. So I'm just waiting to see if we want to start to show signs of rejections back up off of it, off the bottom, and then I'll probably buy it. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy it. So there is a little bit of a spread. I'll risk $1,000 so I get taken out, and then I'm just going to aim for the top. Watch, it's going to turn instantly on me. But also something that I kind of like is how we had these two green candle closes off the bottom of it, and then this second one had a wick, and then it closed green as well. So that kind of gives me hope that it'll fill at least this price range. You would think anyways, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Get the blood pumping a little bit because this is boring kind of. But I guess that's what I get for getting on kind of late at like 10 a.m. or whatever. So we kind of just bounced to the top of it. And should I hold to full take profit? Maybe, but I should also close it right now because the probability of us having a bounce back down off the top of it is pretty high. But since we do have some buying pressure right now, maybe this is the point that it actually breaks out of it and continues pushing up. We'll see though. I'm going to reduce risk a little bit though. Just because if it does want to consolidate some more and bounce around, I'd much rather get stopped out than fucking wait through that. And then I'm going to get off because there's nothing really happening. And it looks like that's exactly what's happening. It's going to bounce back down, stop me out probably, and then continue going. But the thing that we have for safety is the midline of this consolidation zone. So it needs significant selling pressure to break through the midline of the consolidation zone to hit my stop loss. And if it wants to fall down and test it and then wick back up and continue pushing back up, that looks like buying pressure to break out on the top side of this little 1 minute consolidation zone. I'm actually surprised with the spread on Top Step. I thought it'd be a lot worse. Like when I entered down or like right here, I thought my entry was going to be like up here or something. But it was pretty tight, honestly. So this next candle will probably determine if we're going to get stopped out or not, to be honest. But if you were more conservative, unlike me, I would say just fucking cut it at the $500 profit we got like instantly. But I'm trying to have some excitement in my life right now. I kind of like the look of that candle, especially if this one flips green now. That means there's some kind of buying pressure right here. But if we do push up again, up to like the $500 profit mark, I might just close the trade and then I'm going to take my wife to Costco. Or if we get stopped out. Either one works for me. But it's possible on the 5 minute that if we do get stopped out here, that my entry model on the 5 minute starts showing itself. So maybe later I might be able to take that. Definitely not on stream because I'm not going to be staying on stream for that much longer, I don't think. But yeah, see what happens at the top of the consolidation zone? Like that's why I say like you guys should lock in profits because like why the fuck would I was already up $500 and I could have closed right there. And even if it does like even if this is just like a little flag in this 1 minute uptrend right here and comes back up, why the fuck would I want to wait through this when I could have just closed it with like the 500 up there? But I do think we're going to get stopped out right here. I'm going to move it down a little bit more just to give it a little bit more breathing room. And then if it wants to continue pushing up, then we'll do that. But it doesn't look like that. It looks like it's going to come down now, especially since this candle has a big wick at the top. So I'm thinking if it does flip red here, this will probably be the turning point for like my original bias of it turning down. So I'd be interested in taking that maybe. I don't know. We're using the midline as support now. It's starting to look healthier for it to continue pushing up. The midline is looking healthy as a support off this little 1 minute consolidation zone. I'm reducing risk a little bit more again. This is why I think like Top Step is like kind of fucking easy to pass and stuff because you can just quickly move your shit around like that. If this candle turns green, I think it'll shoot up. eventually out of this little 1 minute consolidation zone. But I also like, I kind of want to go to Costco. So hopefully in the next couple candles, it stops me out or goes green, which it looks like it's going to stop me out now. So it's probably going to come and stop me out, especially since this candle, which went green here, didn't break above these highs. So it's using this as support or resistance again. Cut it green? No. Maybe. Like I said, if we push up to the $500 profit mark again, then I might cut it. Just because it is kind of chopping around. And since it's chopping around, we could get spiked out easily. This is also like another thing with like my entry model as well. If you are trading the key consolidation zone, it's kind of stupid to enter in the middle of it because usually that's used as a support and resistance line. And usually price finds balance at the middle of it and chops around. So you have to have like a pretty tight or a pretty wide stop loss if you are taking positions at the midline, which my position is directly at the midline. I want a candle close above these highs right here. And I want to see if this is the one to do it, which it doesn't look like it. All right, I'm not going to give the trade any more breathing room. So if we get stopped out, we get stopped out. nothing is happening. We're probably gonna be consolidating here for like the next 10 hours. Not realistically though, but I was hoping for something to happen, like either get stopped out or for it to push up a bit more, but now it's even consolidating in a tighter price range, which is kind of stupid. $250 is also fine. Yeah, I would agree. Like honestly, if I wasn't really doing these combines and XFAs for content reasons and was actually like expecting it to give me some kind of income, uh, I would highly suggest you guys, if you guys are in that position, to take the profits when you got them and not wait to get stopped out or hit take profit like I am right now. Like if I was in that position, I would have taken the trade off right when we spiked into $500 profit right after I entered. But we just got stopped out, which is fine by me because that means that we might be showing my entry model off the 5 minute here, which it kind of looks like it would be like my actual regular entry, which is this, which at the top of a support level or a resistance level, it hits it once, comes back up for a retest, and then that's when it usually starts tanking down. So if that happens, then you would want to take a short off of that, aiming for the most significant highs. So in the next 5 minutes, if this candle closes red, this is the position I would be taking. And I would suggest you guys take on whatever account you guys are taking as well, because it clearly looks like we're showing my regular entry model now. So this would be the first test, this would be the retest, and then if this candle closes red in the next 5 minutes, then that is when you would want to enter short and then aiming for the next most significant support resistance level, which would be something like that. Just some free trade idea for you guys in the next 4 minutes. I actually might stay on stream for the next 4 minutes, and then I'm going to enter that position if this candle closes red. And then I'm not going to stay on stream for it to play out because I need to take my woman to Costco so she can spend my money. Three more minutes. We need it to stay for 3 more minutes in the red, and then my regular entry will be showing itself. 2 more minutes. If you guys have any accounts, this looks incredibly healthy to continue pushing down after this candle closes red, if it does in the next 2 minutes. Starting to look more and more healthy. So yeah, if you guys haven't seen my entry model video, this is my exact entry. So this would be like the FOMO entry, because this would be like one rejection and there was no retest. So this would be the FOMO entry, and sometimes the FOMO entry plays out like it would have here. But this is the regular entry, which is higher probability. It hits it once, comes up for a retest, and now it shows signs of rejections back down. Whoops. Accidentally refreshed the page, but that's okay. 10 seconds, then I'm going to enter this trade and then get off stream. And it looks healthy to continue pushing down here, but I'll also show you guys target areas that you guys should be taking in consideration, which would be, oh shit, I didn't really want to do a full position because I can only hold it for like $1,500 or whatever because of the consistency rule, but that's okay. So there's certain areas that you guys need to take in consideration, which would be, first of all, don't take a big position like I did, because I just hit the sell without readjusting this to be smaller, because usually you'd want it to be a smaller position so you can put your stop right here. But just aim for these lows down here, and then just take in consideration these support levels right here, and then also the support level that it's currently at right now, because those could be turning points, these red lines. Other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this and learned something a bit about how I trade.